What up? Thanksgiving Day episode, PSR Fantasy Live. I'm here with Brady and Sharpie. How are you gentlemen doing?
Pretty good, Billy. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I got some college basketball on the screen. Been degenerately betting college basketball for the last week. No MMA, and the best slate of the year. So I bought in the my favorite crew here. So let's get it right to it, man. Sharpie, how you doing? What's going on for your Thanksgiving?
Man, I'm baked like a cake, but it's fucking pie season, so let's get some pie this weekend, baby. Yeah.
I'm with you. 1,000% Sharpie. But let's get straight into the first game here. Wow, where's it at?
First game up is going to be the Chicago Bears at the Detroit Lions, Mr. Bills.
No, it was looking for the graphic thing. We're adding in new things to this now. But the Lions
I know what you were doing. You're supposed to ad-lib after, Senor.
Yeah, the Lions are 3.5-point underdogs against the Bears here. Over-under here is 41.5. Injury news report for this one is Justin Fields is doubtful. For the Lions, Jared Goff is questionable, but I think he's going to play, to be honest with you. And Trinity Benson, which is the third-string wide receiver, is doubtful for this one here. This is going to be a pretty interesting game to start it off. Always the barn burner stinker one, but I think we're going to find some value in this one. Brady, were you looking at this one from a daily fantasy perspective?
Yeah, so I guess there's a couple pieces that do stick out. David Montgomery being the first one, he's 6,000. I'm looking at projected ownership right now, and he's actually coming in at the highest projected owned player on the entire slate at 50%. So people are really high on Montgomery, and rightfully so. I think he played like 95% of the snaps last week. He's 6K, he's cheap, and he's going against Detroit. So great matchup for Montgomery. He's somebody that I really like as well. And then sticking with the Bears, I think Darnell Mooney's in another great spot here. And we see that Allen Robinson is doubtful. I was pretty high on Mooney last week. He had 15 targets, 5 receptions, 26.1 DraftKings points. I think I'm going to go right back to him again at 5,700. So on the Bears side, Montgomery and Mooney are two guys that I actually really like in this game.
Yeah, I thought this one was a pretty interesting game. I like David Montgomery a lot. He was the lead back in the backfield, accounting for 14 out of the 15 teams' running back carries last week, while playing on 94.7% of the team snaps in the 2 games back. So I feel like David Montgomery kind of has that bell cow upside on the slate, and deservedly so. I think he should be rightfully the highest owned player on the slate. Looking at Darnell Mooney, I feel like he's emerged as the Bears' main target. Last week without Robinson, Mooney had a season high 16 targets versus the Ravens, coming off a career outing versus the Ravens. He had 5 catches for 121 yards and a touchdown. He'll probably continue that, to be honest with you. I feel like Andy Dalton is the type of quarterback that likes to lock in on one receiver. And Mooney had a 47.8 target share with Andy Dalton and 11.11 ADOT as well. So that's not really that bad. But the sneaky guy that I was looking at on this team was Marquise Goodwin, man. He was second on the team. He had 5 of 23 targets, accounting for 21.7% of the target share with 80 air yards. He's been kind of producing of recent. If you look at his stats, man, he's been kind of involved in the offense. And Andy Dalton kind of looked at him down the field. I think he caught 3 out of 4 down the field targets for the Bears last game with Andy Dalton in there. So I kind of like some Marquise Goodwin. I thought there was some value on his anytime touchdown prop. It was at like plus 290. On the Lions side, I didn't really like DeAndre Swift too much. I know it looks good on paper, but I don't know. I just don't know, man. I just don't know if I want to play any Detroit Lions. I feel like I don't want to force it. Did you feel like you played any Lions? Like, what are you doing this week? Are you playing single entry, or are you playing 3 max, or are you MME?
Yeah, I'll probably single entry and 3 max it. I'm not going to do like a ton of lineups. But as far as lines, I think Swift's fine, 7,300. But there are some guys I like cheaper. Like I'd rather save, 1,300 and go Montgomery. Or I'd rather, go up, and I'd rather go up and get like an Elliott at 8,000. So I don't see myself getting to a ton of Swift, but he would be the only guy I play on the Lions.
See, but sneakily, though, if I play Swift, I'd rather play the touchdown vulture Jamal Williams at bare minimum price on DraftKings. That was one of the price tags that stood out at bare minimum price on the slate. That was one of the dark throws. But Sharpie, what are you looking at here from a prop perspective and a betting perspective?
Man, I don't know how you both don't bring up that the Lions are the 31st versus the rush, allowing 140 yards a game. And the Bears suck too. They're allowing 122 yards a game, 24th in the league. So both these teams suck ass on the ground, guys. So there's a reason why that totals at a 41.5, because they're projecting both these teams to run. Shout out to Noli. Shout out to the chat. MMA Locker Room. What up, my guy? Smash the like if you haven't. Y'all know the fucking drill. But we're going to get into it like this. Swift's got back-to-back 130-yard games. He's been targeted 4 times in every fucking game. So I expect him to keep feeding, guys, to keep eating. He's going to get fed the ball. If Goff is in, I'm going to look at his reception yards. He's hit that in 7 out of 10 games. Those 2 games were without Goff. So we are looking to bank on Swift's receptions because Jamal Williams is the number 2. But he's been the legit number 2. The last 6 weeks, he hasn't caught more than 2 balls. So he's phased out of the receiving part of this game. And Swift is a legit 2-down back, guys. He is a legit starter in this league, and the Lions are starting to use him like that. So I'm going to be looking towards Swift reception yards as long as Jared Goff is in the game. Now, the bet that I do have in, here we go. We're going with Montgomery over 17.5. attempts. Okay, guys, I expect him to smash his yards, but it's at like 75, 76.5. And those yardages to a team that knows you're going to run, that are going to put 8 in the box, they're going to be tough yards to come. He might break that 1 or 2 big one and get those yards for you, but I expect him to have 25 to 30 carries. Here and why. He's coming off of only 27 carries the last 2 weeks. But the Lions are allowing back-to-back 100-yard games. They're 31st versus the rush. And already this year versus the Lions, he had 23 carries, 106 yards, 2 touchdowns. I could see anywhere from 22 to 30 carries. They're going to ride David Montgomery and know that they are better than the Lions. So I'm on Montgomery's attempts over.
I like it, Sharpie. You kind of sold me on that one a little bit earlier when we were talking about this game in Discord. So I'm going to go around the table. Favorite bet in this game, Sharpie, I feel like that is yours, right? David Montgomery over 17.5.
Best bet in this game is definitely David Montgomery over 17.5 rush attempts. Guys, it's at -130 now. I still like it. They are going to bell cow this kid. He only had 27 in the last 2 weeks because the games were out of hand. This game's lined at a 3. This might be the game the Lions might fucking win. It might be just one of those boring-ass games. And guess what? We want attempts from the Chicago Bears running back because that's what they do. They feed their running back.
Yeah, no, I definitely do agree with you on that one. My favorite bet on this game is going to be Marquise Goodwin plus 290 anytime touchdown. Thought there was a lot of value on that one. Brady, how about you?
Yeah, didn't really look into it from a betting perspective, but I agree with Sharpe. I'd say like Montgomery carries, yards, and then maybe Mooney receptions, depending on what it is.
Definitely will agree with you on that one. I feel like that's really everything in that game. So let's get into the obvious game, the game that's going to be on your TV while everybody's sitting around the Thanksgiving Day dinner with a table full of turkey. What's your favorite plate of Thanksgiving Day? What's your
Before we
side?
get into our favorite plate, let's hit that commercial that you planned on, my friend.
Yes, let's get a commercial over from Manscaped. Dallas versus the Las Vegas Raiders. Dallas 7.5-point home favorites here. Looks like CeeDee Lamb is going to play in this one. He cleared the concussion protocol. Amari Cooper is out on COVID IR. Blake Jarwin is out on the IR. And then the Raiders offense is pretty fully healthy for this one. This should be a pretty interesting game here. This one was one that I thought we were going to get some sneaky value, but didn't end up coming through with CeeDee Lamb playing. I feel like CeeDee Lamb, a little bit expensive of a price tag. I think I'm going to be a little bit more inclined to go to a guy like Stephon Diggs. But a guy that I was looking at, though, was Dalton Schultz, man. One of my favorite plays at the tight end position on FanDuel this week. He had a 6 catches season high without Blake Jarwin on the IR. He's had a 13.2% target share, tied for second highest on the team. And I expect that to go out without Amari Cooper on the field. So I feel like Dalton Schultz definitely has the ability to find the end zone here. I know a lot of ownership is going to go to Darren Waller in this game. So I'm sneakily going to go to Dalton Schultz. And another guy I was looking at in this game was Cedric Wilson. Cedric Wilson commanded 45.8% of the air yard share. So he's going to be kind of like the deep down the field threat without Amari Cooper in there. He's going to be the Michael Gallup role. It's going to be Lamb, Gallup, and Cedric out there. So Cedric Wilson's price tag at $3,500 on DraftKings, and then his $5,600 price tag on FanDuel stood out to me. Brady, what are you looking at here on the Dallas side?
Yeah, so with CD, he's questionable, but I do think he's going to play. So that does hurt a little bit because I was looking like really hard at Gallup, and I'm still going to play him 5,900, and then also like you mentioned, Wilson 3,500. I thought if Lamb was not playing, those would be smash spots, but I still think they're in play, and I still do like them, but not as much now. Yeah, you mentioned Schultz. He's a tight that I'm looking at on the other side at Darren Waller 6,400. If you have the salary, I don't mind going up and getting him. I think it's a great spot for Zeke. He's 8,000, the most expensive running back on the slate, but really good matchup here against the Raiders. Pass catching upside. So yeah, on the Dallas side, I'm looking at Zeke Elliott. I'm looking at Wilson. I'm looking at Gallup. I'm with you. I think CD is a little bit too expensive, questionable, all that good stuff. And then Schultz. And then on the Raiders side, I'm looking at Hunter Renfrow. I don't think he's a terrible play. I think he's like safe. So if I was doing like a cash lineup, I feel like he'd be good for 4, 5, 6, 7 receptions. And then also Waller there. And then I don't mind playing some Dak Prescott. For me, it's between Josh Allen and Dak. Probably going to be more on the Josh Allen side, but he'd be like my second choice. So, yeah, a lot of interest in this game. That's probably my favorite game on the slate.
Yeah, I would agree with you on this favorite game of the slate, but I feel like I have a little bit more interest on Hunter Renfrow than you do. I feel like Hunter Renfrow has been sneakily emerging as the Raiders' number 1 wide receiver without Henry Ruggs in there. He has scored twice on a team high 5 red zone targets for a 26.3 red zone target share. So I feel like Hunter Renfrow has been kind of Derek Carr's guy since Henry Ruggs has been out of the lineup. Darren Waller also as well. He hasn't really scored a touchdown of recent, but he's had 77.3 yards per game without a touchdown, despite having 4 red zone targets these last 3 weeks without Ruggs. I expect him to, he's, as Yanni the Greek would say, he's due for positive regression in the touchdown category here, and it could definitely come on Thanksgiving Day. But my favorite play of this game is definitely going to be Ezekiel Elliott. The Raiders defense has allowed the 6 most rushing yards per game, and they have allowed at least 19 fantasy points to the running back position every backfield that they face. Ezekiel Elliott is going to eat this week. And me and Sharpe were looking into this one a little bit earlier. Sharpe, you want to talk to him about Ezekiel Elliott's double touchdown games?
Man, Zeke Elliott, let's get into Zeke, but let's get into this first. Raiders 29th for the rush. They suck ass, guys. We've been banging running backs versus the Raiders all year long, and we're going to keep doing it. Cowboys, they're 20th versus the pass, 10th versus the rush. So what I've got written about Raiders, no Ruggs, no fucking Raiders. They need to learn their offense, guys. Without Henry Ruggs, Waller sucks. Like logistically, last year, 3 games without Ruggs, they didn't have the deep threat to stretch the top. So I can't bet Raider props. So we get into this 29th versus rush Raiders defense. And what do we look at? We got Zeke the Freak Elliott, guys. Ohio State's finest. Here we go. He's got a guy named Pollard breathing down his back. So he's got his rush prop is at 60.5 yards minus 113 on DK. Why the fuck is it at 60.5 when he averages 69.5 yards a game going up against a team allowing 132 yards a game? This is the same exact shit with Joe Mixon, guys, and we're going to smack him again. Did they not learn last week with Joe Mixon? Because they keep giving us yards versus a team who can't stop the rush. So
it's
until
crazy.
They want to give us at least the guy's average, then we'll start looking into it. But when you give us 9.5 yards on a man's average, who has a guy breathing down his neck, yeah, it's Zeke day, guys. It's
Can you run
turkey
the
day.
numbers by me again?
Run the numbers for you.
Yeah, run them numbers back again.
Zeke averages 69.5 yards a game. His prop is at 60.5 yards.
His home average is 88 yards. Just so you know that.
Hey, so he plays better.
Away, 88 at home.
Well, guys, I think you know my best bet for the show on this one. So let's get over to the next person's breakdown, because also I'm going to back it up with Pollard's rush and reception over 58.5, guys. That's just too low.
Pollard while you're at it.
That's just too low, guys, because straight up, Pollard is a legit dude who's going to get 10 carries. And like my man Brady said, he's going to be involved in the passing game, guys. There is no certain people missing. There's people missing. So he's going to drop it off to his running backs even more. Kellen Moore will design more plays, more screen plays. And Pollard's always in the 2-minute offense. So he'll be out there. He's going to get his touches. And he's got that explosive streak where he can cash it on one play for you.
I like it. Was there anything else that you're looking at in the wide receiver category for this game?
I'm not looking at nothing else, but if I was to play a Raider prop, it would be Kenyon Drake's receiving props, because I expect them to be down.
I don't know, bro. Josh Jacobs has been used in the passing game a lot more than I recently thought looking into
right,
this
but when you go into the 2-minute drill, who's out there on the 2-minute drill? Kenyon Drake. When they're down by 2 scores like I'm projecting them to be, then Kenyon Drake's on the field. But I ain't betting no Raiders, so let's get there.
I am actually betting a Raider. My best bet in this game, I'll start it off. My best bet in this game is going to be Hunter Renfrow, anytime touchdown at plus 190, available at BetMGM. That is where I'm going to play that one. You could probably find higher odds probably on FanDuel or something like that. You probably get plus 200, but that's my favorite bet in this game. Sharpie, how about you? Favorite bet in this game?
We're going to go with Zeke over 60.5, guys. That's just stupid. There's no reason why. So, yeah, Zeke over 60.5 rush yards. His season average is 69.5, so we're banking on it. He's going to eat. What does Zeke do on Thanksgiving, guys? He does this.
Exactly.
Brady, best bet in this game.
Yeah,
you can go side, too.
What's up?
You can go sides, too.
No, I hate to steal Sharpies, but yeah, it's going to be Zeke as well. Really high on Zeke this week.
Yeah, let's get it, man. Zeke, while we're
at Big Show made me like it even more, bro. Like, realistically, once he gave me his home shit even more, it's like,
I might be laddering this motherfucker. Let's all eat on Thanksgiving, motherfucker. I might be laddering Zeke all the way up to 80-some plus.
Can we put a bet that he jumps inside of a Salvation Army thing too?
My man Zeke's gonna go for a double tutty and
Is he getting a drumstick? Is he getting a drumstick? Is he getting a turkey leg or whatever it is?
He's gonna get the turkey legs.
We're gonna have to find some value though, so let's find some value in this late night game, the late night hammer game.
Mr. Bills, late night hammer game, but let's hit us with a hamburger, my friend.
Oh, you want to go get a hamburger? You need to go see my man Jeff Slaughter's bar in San Antonio. When you're in the San Antonio area, make sure you visit Southtown 101. We are in the late night hammer game, the game of the games here, the game that we're going to try to find some value in. The Buffalo Bills are 6-point favorites over the New Orleans Saints that are going to be the home team here. Buffalo Bills been absolutely looking shitty, though. Cole Beasley's listed as questionable. I expect him to play, though. Injury news report for the Saints. I have no idea what they're going to do with Alvin Kamara. He's listed as questionable. I don't expect him to play. Mark Ingram. I said Melvin Ingram. Woo! Mark Ingram is listed as questionable, and Adam Troutman's on the IR for this one here. This game was very interesting for me. I thought this game was the game that I'm going to get a little bit of value, try to stack up some games, stack up some players in this game to switch around just in case if Kamara is active, I want to be able to have that ability to switch in him. So I'm going to have Ingram in the flex a lot of Ezekiel Elliott, David Montgomery, and Mark Ingram for me at the running back position. I'm going to get cute in the wide receiver position and the tight end position. And the tight end I'm going to look at this week is, Adam Troutman's on the IR. There's a guy down there in New Orleans. His name is Joanna Man, and we're going to go play the Joanna Man this week. His price tag is a little bit too cheap this week, $4,500 on FanDuel this week. Jawan Johnson on the New Orleans Saints is where I'm looking at. And then I was also looking at Traquan Smith. I feel like he's emerged as the Saints' true number one wide receiver. And Trevor Siemian, man, I ain't gonna lie. Trevor Siemian's been low-key kind of sneaky this week, these last couple of weeks as a quarterback. But Brady, what are you looking at here for this game?
Yep. So we'll start on the Bills side. So I like Josh Allen. He's probably my favorite quarterback. Like I said, it was between him or Dak. So yeah, Josh Allen and then Stephon Diggs, 7,900. Those are my two that I like a lot. Also on the Bills side, I don't hate Dawson Knox. Like if I'm doing a Bills stack, I don't mind him because you are saving a lot of salary on guys like Waller. But yeah, Josh Allen and Diggs are my top two there. On the Saints side, you mentioned some ones that I do like as well. You have Johnson, who's 2,600 at tight end. I think he's very sneaky. It opens up a lot in your lineups there, so I'm going to be going to him quite a bit. And Alvin Kamara has actually been ruled out officially, so yeah, that opens up a lot of things for Mark Ingram, 6,200, who is questionable as well. So if Mark Ingram does not play, that's going to open up a minimum price 4,000 Tony Jones. So we'll have to monitor that as well. But yeah, if Ingram's playing, Ingram, I think he's okay. 6,200. I'd rather have Montgomery because the Bills' run defense is very good, but I think he's definitely in play there. He's been looking really good. So yeah, I think I touched on about everything there. But yeah, Johnson on the Saints, 2,600 tight end. Mark Ingram, and if Mark Ingram is out, then Tony Jones Jr.
Sharpie, were you looking at this game from a betting perspective or prop perspective angle?
I know Brady just said their run D is good, but like I said last week, they're fucking overrated. Okay, guys? They've played a lot of shitty competition, dude. And Michael Carter did pretty fucking well last week. So if they can keep this game manageable, I think that they're viable to be action on those type of running backs. Like I wouldn't fade the Bills. I think Ingram eats as long as the game is close. And as long as the game is close, Josh Allen rush props, guys. Let me tell you, and I keep telling you guys, you need to hit it. It's at 32.5 yards. He's hit it 6 out of 10 times this year. Not so good. 60%, right? What the fucking do? Then you got to dig into the numbers, guys. 3 out of those 4 misses were blowouts. So he wasn't running the fucking ball. So technically, this man has hit this 6 out of 7 fucking times. And the Saints defense is legit versus the rush. They are number 3 versus the rush, only allowing 89 yards a game. And we all know the Bills can't fucking run the ball, guys. That's been their Achilles heel, and they're starting to show this late into the season. So guess who can run the ball? Josh fucking Allen. So best bet, we'll get back to it later. It's going to be that man rush prop. 6 out of 7 time is crazy numbers.
I like it. You see my boy Preston in there talking about the Saints, bet the Saints. What are you guys looking at for your Thanksgiving Day parlay spreads wise? What are you guys doing for your teasers? Nobody?
A parlay. Yeah, I was trying to cook something up. I have not yet, but I'm trying to. I don't know.
Everybody's got the Thanksgiving Day fucking teaser, man. The 3-leg teaser.
I've been looking into it the last couple of days. I just haven't found anything yet. So I'm gonna try to cook something up tonight, maybe.
I would tease the under in the Detroit game. I think it's gonna go under, and maybe even alternate under that shit. Shout out to our man Noli Knows with the unders. But I expect so much. I expect so much running in that game, and we know the Lions. They'll get down to the red zone and turn the ball over. So life's a bitch, then you marry one.
Yeah.
Damn, people, that's a dark ass angle to come into Thanksgiving with. It's holiday season. You're supposed to be
Then
spending
we're
your
going to
time
go
with
to
your
the
BBWs.
Cowboys. Just take the points with the Cowboys. They're not losing back to back. I looked into their schedule. They've lost 3 times. They've covered the spread every fucking time the next week. So I
I'm a
don't
Dallas
expect anything
Cowboys
else
fan.
to change.
I told Sharpie
Hey.
that the Chiefs were going to beat the Cowboys last week.
Deion
Everybody
Sanders,
was
baby,
like,
the best Cowboy to ever
Chiefs
fucking
aren't
live.
Real. The Chiefs aren't real. The Chiefs aren't real, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, the Cowboys are going to lose last week, and they're going to win this week, and we're going to make all the monies.
Can I ask all the big brains a question? Is Beasley out?
I have no idea. I think he's going to play.
If he is out, do you guys like Gabriel Davis at all?
No, I would like Emmanuel Sanders more and Dawson Knox. Dawson Knox was targeted.
He's showing the variances down the John Brown role.
Working, it's just not it, bro.
Yeah. Just a question. Like, that's my pivot, I think. If he is out, I think I will have some Davis in there. I like playing him.
I'd rather play Deontay Harris in that league.
He's got 100-yard upside, too, so that's why I like him.
I think I'd rather play Deontay Harris in that game.
I'm probably already playing Deontay Harris in that game.
I think a lot of people are going to fade Harris because of how bad he did last week, but it was really just a matchup. Well, it also was a matchup last week, right, dude? We told you guys on the show to play the tight ends and not the deep threat versus the Eagles. You want the underneath and the tight end spots because they run a cover 2. So Harris was not the guy you wanted last week, and it showed on paper.
I'll give you that.
Showed him my bankroll.
What?
Showed him my bankroll, too.
I wish you would have watched the show. You must have been hunting.
I was.
What do you got on your Detroit Lions? What do you feel about that Detroit Lions in Chicago game?
I kind of feel the same way about the way Sharpie feels about the Chicago side. I do like both the running backs in here. And if I had to bet on which one would produce more, I think Swift's a better running back all around. So if we go overall yards, I think Swift gets there and beats him. But if you're looking for a safer floor, I think Montgomery's the guy.
I think Montgomery has the double touchdown upside, though. I don't think Swift has that touchdown upside.
I think Swift's got a 1-and-1. I think he can get 1 receiving and 1 rushing. I think they get to the goal line. It's the fucking Bears, bro.
Swift's got juice right now, bro. It's hard to take juice away from a guy, dude. He's running with fucking extra juice.
He got noodle arms.
Who?
Jared Goff throws the ball to that running back with his noodle arm.
That's how he throws.
Yeah, we're 9-yard golfing it, man. It might be 9-yard golfing it. And
hey, we saw versus the Niners, Swift break a 60-yard screen for a touchdown.
Get the Thanksgiving doggy bags when I see Jared Goff start off the day.
Hey, this is realistically the last game the Lions have to win realistically this year. So to be only a 3-point dog to this Bears team, how much money you think's coming in on the fucking Bears, bro? Like, it's the fucking Lions, bro, and they're sitting at 3.
So we got Zeke eating a turkey leg. Who else is eating turkey legs this weekend, boys? Who's
Josh Allen? Josh Allen
goes off for a 7-catch, 80-yard touchdown.
What about you, Brady?
And he eats.
Turkey? Yeah, Zeke, of course. I'm gonna say Darnell Mooney gets 1 as well.
You ready for the freaky one? Ready? Marcus Mariota. Derek Carr gets hurt in the first quarter, and this fool comes in and runs for 120, throws for 120.
Too much. Sharpie smoked too
It's
much.
way too late in the day for Sharpie, boys.
And on that note, we're going to see you on Thanksgiving tomorrow. Sharpie's going to be on Jimmy's show. Brady's going to be doing his thing. Make sure you check him out over at DFS by the numbers. Sharpie at Sharpie's Bets on Jimmy's show tomorrow. And the show gets cut after the Mariota shit, man. Big show.
Where's the bang bang, Preston? Come on.
I can't breathe. Pub Sports Radio.